Hey, it's ObamasWeapon.com guy here. It's Todd Gifford. Now, one thing about everything I've told you, there's enlightened people out there and stupid fucks. Now, the stupid fucks, you know who they are. They're the ones sitting there, incapable of believing any of this and fighting against everything I've said and others have said. That's the way it usually works. Have you been on the internet, for example, to see how fucking retarded everyone is on most comment forum places? And they're always fighting over something. And they're very violent as well. Now, when it comes to what I'm talking about, though, in particular, everyone is in disbelief. And they can't believe what I'm saying. They can't and won't believe what a government whistleblower says. Multiple whistleblowers. They just don't believe it. It's because the mass population, 100% incompetent, and they don't have the skills to figure any of this out. That's the only reason you don't believe it, people. I'm talking to you guys. Now, there's people watching my videos who are actually other victims. They believe it. There's also people who are government agents. They believe it because the government, they're the ones most impressed by what they've developed in these different employees. It's like literally God weapons. They just, you know what a cheat code is in a video game? They got the God code. Well, you can have that in the real world. You just invent the God code. The God code is NSA. The God code is the satellite that hacks into the brain. The God code is the license to kill. The God code is when the officers kill someone and have a gun that they plan on them to cover it up. The God code. It's real. It's everywhere. We're not really anything in the world. The people who are, you know, just living everywhere. We merely think we have the rights that we're... I see people on the internet thinking, oh no, that's not possible. I have rights, you know, everything's legit, and this is, the government's doing their job, and there's no way anyone could ever get beat up and defrauded and put in prison falsely, and oh my god, you guys don't know shit. I mean, it's happened so many times. Repeatedly in our history. COINTELPRO. Look at that. That's precisely what they did. God. And they're doing it today. They never, those tactics never stop. God damn. But Robert Duncan, man, Dr. Robert Duncan, this guy's Harvard Dartmouth educated, legit motherfucker. He's so fucking awesome. He has already told people what they needed to hear to learn about this, to take interest, like reading a good novel or something. He's that fucking good. He's put together just like that. People. But he's saying this today. You're not going to believe this, but it's true. He keeps saying that about everything. You're not going to believe any of this. What I tell you, I'll tell you anyway. Because he's already picked up the psychology of watching all the fucktards everywhere. And how stupid they are. And how they're fucking retarded. Impotent retards. Everywhere. Because he already knows how you're going to take everything you're told. You've already all been told. Everyone has. It's all documented. It's all vetted. It's all verifiable. It's so fucking easy. But people, they go on. I've seen them so many times, dude. Because it's like, god damn. Anyway, can't say nothing else about it. But it's so funny when I see it. It's so funny watching you guys be retards and go, oh, this doesn't exist, it's not possible. I mean, it's like you just have a complete deficit of every fucking system in the planet, in the fucking universe. You don't understand any part of any of it. That's what I just, and I don't even have to describe it. I've looked, I know. The thing, it's like, you can't be told what the Matrix is. You have to learn what it is. Type thing. That's true. That's true, you can't be told what any of it is. And the writers in the newspapers don't even have the skill to tell you what it is. That's the thing. That's another thing right there. I am not kidding at all. You know, you want to know how flawed the human race are? Look at everybody, how stupid they are. Religion. Everyone's enslaved. Instead of being in charge and everyone being equal, everyone's slaved, limited, fucked up, society screwed up everywhere. Right? No harmonious system. There's geniuses amongst us, and we're living amongst retards. What I'm just saying is there's people out there who are extremely limited by the rest of society. Most of society is limited by itself, really. That's really what it's about. The most dangerous thing is society. Society hurts other people. But what Duncan was saying, he just repeatedly had to say, but you're not going to believe any of the stuff I'm saying. Most people are not going to believe this. Because it's just so funny. I just want you guys to hear it. Go to DrEdwardDuncan.com. It's right now, it's a Veterans Today video interview. Just listen to this. This stuff is so fucking vetted. It's the same that we're among. I feel bad because I'm amongst men who don't understand anything. They're so delusional. Their egos are so out of whack. Everyone is like that I see. Their priorities are not set right. Whether it's the people in power or the ones living under the power, enslaved. Everybody. And I'd love to oh man. The funny thing is the feuds that go on everywhere, and how the legitimate, I don't know. Anyway, the only reason this really matters is because of people being victimized by it and hurt, you know. And people think they have to have their opinions, and they don't understand anything. They're just blabbing their mouths off. That's all they do. That's all the typical human does, really. Attacking people who know and did a good job, like myself. How about a judge who lowers someone's sentence for some reason? You know, because he fucking, like, was intelligent about it all, and he understands, you know, how harsh, you know, say mandatory minimums are, and he used the cruel and unusual punishment clause of the 8th Amendment to lower someone's sentence, saying this is cruel and unusual punishment. And everyone else says, kill this judge, get him off the fucking bench. And you see them just be stupid. So I'm like, why do people feel the need to be like that about every little thing? Every little thing. Because here's the secret. You can step back and do nothing about it at all, and that whole situation is going to be just fine. And yet there's so many ignorant fucks in their comments. Thousands of comments on this new news story about judge in California doing exactly what I just said. It's like Americans don't know that. Here's another thing. Here, we Americans love to stone people, okay? The court system is the stoning mechanism. We also love to do other things under the table. We're so vicious. Just like the people in, what is it? Those, I don't even know the names of these countries. I don't follow it. But these, you know, Arabian countries, you know, where they go and they freaking stone someone or something. Right? And then here in America, we got our own stupid ideas of everything, and we're like, stoning wrong, it sounds ignorant to me. But here we are, we're stoning people by putting them in prison forever. We're voting, we want them to get shanked. The comments are, shank the guy, yeah! Hope Bubba fucks him in the ass, and hope he fucking gets killed, and all that shit. Dude, it's so fucking violent, the world I live in. These are the mass voices. These are the people running the show. Because their numbers, even if they're fucking stupid, ignorant motherfuckers, their numbers and their voices, the more prominent, loud, fucking retard voices win over the intellectual type who might not say as much or doesn't want to get involved in all the retardism. Because the system is set up for retards. And the smart people have less voice in that system. Because you're more successful, it appears, if you're more violent, you're more crazy, you're more stupid. And that has something to do with the profit motive. The people willing to do the worst acts, the most vicious, the most controlling, get on top. That's the way our society is currently set up. You make more money, more profits, because you're able to do the vicious, crazy things that other people just following the rules, or the other people who aren't trying to scheme and commit sly crimes against humanity, you know. So the worst people rise to the top. And I don't know. I don't even know how some of these people got to be so violent. I'm reading the comments on the. I guess also here's the thing about evolution. Evolution and DNA showed that people with the worst DNA, with the traits of viciousness and violence, got on top. They would kill and stone the people who are smarter than them, basically. That's the way our history actually is. Or, you know, or whatever else would go on, you know. The most violent would just kill all the non-violent people. See? And if the non-violent people's DNA died, well, those traits, the characteristics would die. And the ones who were vicious, well, everyone else, all the children are based on that. The same DNA and the same traits and characteristics. That's science. What I just told you is science. There's a lot of explanations to what has created this world. What this world is. A lot of hypocrisy. People who can't just... I don't even... See, when I was very quiet growing up, I was quiet because I had no reason. I saw no reason to participate in what I was seeing. But everyone else was feeling the urge and uncontrollable impulse to participate. And they couldn't stop it. They couldn't. They just weren't smart. They were not smart or intelligent enough. That's what I saw. I saw impulsive activity everywhere. Dangerous, impulsive activity. I saw them, they just couldn't stay out of the system. They were addicted to the system too, and I don't know, there's so many examples of all this shit. It's not even worth covering it anymore. You can't even cover it all, but it's everywhere. How about society and drugs? Have you seen the stupid fucks who think that they gotta have drugs? Oh god, I've had such a stressful day, let me snort fucking 20 coke lines. That's the way people are. Let me smoke weed. Let me get some meth. And that's the people who have no control over themselves. That's what drinking booze nonstop, everywhere. These people. That's what. Anyway, man. That is all optional in life, and you don't actually need any of it, but it's everywhere type of stuff. I grew up in the wrong planet. That's what I know. This planet is not for me. This planet is shit. The worst of it is our government ain't set up to be a good government. It's not even nice society I live in. I don't live in a good society. I have poor role models. The schools are bad. Everything's for profit, meaning it's for how to give you the least they can while they make the most profits and save the most money because they don't even want to buy you can't even afford the real stuff. You know? That's the way our society's set up. And it's not cool because we could be all peaceful. You know, we could have prevented a lot of wars, you know, if this wasn't going on. We could live in a way more advanced society because if you're smart like me, you realize you just get rid of the money. You kill the profit motive. You make everyone equal. And you start building things to be the best. And society becomes this cool, like, SimCity thing. Where the whole fucking planet is just awesome. And everyone's getting what they fucking need. And everyone's succeeding to their maximum potential. And there are no limits holding any of us back. And that's the system is possible. You just gotta kill the enslavement policies and shit and the money and you gotta take the wealth. You gotta say, wealthy people, you aren't anyone special, okay? And society becomes like SimCity, and you're building cool things. Everyone's got cool things like fucking terabit fiber. How come fiber ain't built? Because it's more profitable to just use those old systems that were already built and to not invest any money, put the money in the bank account of the rich people and investors instead. How come the healthcare system's drugging everyone dead? How come prisons exist? It's all in the same fucking system, same rules created all that for us. Drugging people for profits, giving people bad health care because it's profitable to fuck people up. It's profitable to fuck society up too. Also, why are our schools so bad? Because the rich people in our country don't want to pay taxes, right? So our schools are underfunded. And our schools are shit. And it's actually more profitable. See, there's people making policies that have decided they are not going to allow anything to be funded. And they did budget cuts. The only thing those budget cuts ever did was put more money in the people making the decisions' pockets. I'm talking about the rich people, the corporations, and stuff like that. And so our country was destroyed in a lot of aspects from the way things were. And it was never quite right in the first place. And so it's profitable also to create a bunch of retards and to not give them educations and stuff. And they're not smart enough to understand the world around them. Well, I don't really care too much about that, but a lot of people complain about the schools being terrible and all that, and the high cost of a good education and stuff, and that's all part of the system, is the corporations and rich people saying, nope, we're not funding that. We're going to keep our money in the bank and lower our taxes instead. And if we need PhDs, we'll import them with our visa 1B program or whatever. So we'll defund our population and we'll let other countries raise our top talents. See? It's actually a system, just like what I told you. It's all set up like that. The people in power are sitting down and making decisions like that. That's what all decisions are made of. You can be a policymaker for profit. That's what it's about. Whoever controls the power profits most. That's what it's all about. Americans don't see it like that. They think it's some democratic process, and it's not. It's not at all. They don't even hold any seats. The public holds no seats. The corporations hold all the seats. All the seats are controlled. In the Senate and the Congress. And the governors, all that shit. People have no seats of their own. They don't elect themselves. How come how come people aren't voting for me? How come people aren't voting for fucking soccer mom down at the daycare center? How come? They're not even smart enough to think about the profit motive of the power. Who has the power? They're just, oh no, let someone else do that. Yeah, they want you to do that, man. Give them all the power and all the profits. And that's what's happened today. We can actually vote in anyone we want. Boom, right there in the name of someone who ain't puppeted on TV. And then we all suddenly get elected in every state, in every fucking area. Boom, we write any bill we want. Give us all $1 million. You write it in the bill, and then fucking sign the law. Boom. Everyone gets $1 million all of a sudden. Or undue money. I just said this in another video. Fucking create up. You can do anything. Take all the money back from the rich people bill. Just takes it right out of their account. By a tax or something. Huge mass unstructurings of the current system, and then writing in a new system. Just write a law, put a new system. That's the way we could do it in the current system. Undo mind control. Make it so no emails can be deleted, no evidence, no video, no crime could be, not even to protect national security. Everything's public, must post it on the internet. You know, everyone can go in and look at the government operations, look at classified documents that were, look at the mind rape program they've got. Look at all these secret programs to manage society they have. New brain scanners to get criminals so no one can lie. You know, no one has the right to keep their crime secret. Because there's an interest in justice, the public interest. And you put all this stuff in the new Constitution and make it so the Constitution can never be changed. You got to be selfless to do it. You can't be thinking of yourselves as individuals, but think of everyone as a whole. Then everyone gets the same pie. See? Everyone gets the pie. That's the way to think. people want to be educated. They love to get on the internet and think that they're getting the real deal, but they're not getting the real deal. It's all covered up. It's all in a classified system somewhere, hidden from you. So every bit of research you're doing is fruitless and wasteful. You never get to the bottom of the truth, and you're reinventing the wheel. You're trying to invent something that's already been invented, you know, a lot of times or something. You know? I don't know. There's so much crap about this planet that I just love to make videos because there's nothing else to do. I'm a victim of all this shit. It's actually, they're filling my brain, driving it to fucking have to respond. So I have to fucking they just puppet all the flaws of all this fucking world in my face all the time. The government's doing that. And the fact that I never got a resolution or closure, nothing, and that they just blanket obstructed justice and covered it all up and refused to respond and act appropriately every day. It was a system that everyone knows is there one day when they try to break out of their own little home, you know, or go up against people or get targeted by people or whatever. And they're just in their own little home getting spied on and not doing nothing. You're not saying or doing nothing. That's the funny thing about the public. They don't even know, man, because they're just stupid. They don't even know. I'm really serious. How come you don't know what's going on and what's really going on? How come you don't fucking know? How come you don't know the NSA pointing satellites at your house? How come you don't know they have radiation and imaging technology? How come you don't know your phone's tapped? Every person. Heard all your fucking calls. They go through your panty drawer. Behind the scenes. That's what they're doing. Is that okay, really? Do you know what they do with that? It's very violating. Especially the ones that they push down on and they make it known what they're doing. Because they want that person to suffer. Like me. They're doing it to people. They can do it to anybody. Anyway, society let me die. Now I blame society for it all. Society is the problem. That's what I've realized. Society is the fucking culprit. Fucking thanks, society. You did all this to me. I gotta live with the consequences. That's where we're at now. You did this to me. You and your fucking shit. But if you didn't have any ability to come to my world, I would be fine now. There was nothing you could do to me. I would live and survive. That's the same for everyone. People need to be in control of their own destiny. We gotta stop this shit where we control people's destiny. Because that's what ruins people's lives. When someone gets involved to control some person. Whether it's the military controlling a person, law enforcement, a fucking hospital, a doctor, all sorts of fucking state employees, idiots that are all for profit and don't give two fucking flying fucks about the person really that they're controlling, that they stole the destiny from. Control of the destiny. Man, I've been sexually abused by these fucking freaks. I've been beat up. I've been fucking mutilated with radiation. I've been spied on. I've been stalked. I've had more than 10 years. I've even had incidents. I could trace some of this back to my childhood when the schools didn't even have good systems. The police didn't have good systems set up. And I was a victim of stuff that led to everything as an adult. And it's just sick to look at the extreme flaws in the system and then to go and talk to other victims too, who have the same experience and they just all feel so bad. They feel so bad. He's just like, why didn't I get help sooner? That's what most of them say. Why was there no system of help in the first place to make sure everyone was successful? The systems for taking care of child abuse, problems in school, educating people, making sure that the schools aren't bullying and abusing kids, making sure that the family isn't abusing kids. Those are big problems, especially where I'm from in Oregon. They've had children die because they just let the fucking kids stay there with their mom beating her ass up, ribs broke, busted up face, blah blah blah, until she dead. They don't even send social worker out. The social worker's been notified, abuse agency, whatever, they don't go out there, don't do nothing. That's funny shit. Or they got a system set up of what I went through. They just didn't do any of the normal things that you do with a kid who's been abused. And the abuse I went through, I mean, damn. Didn't get medical care, didn't get a counselor, didn't get any of the normal stuff that people get. And that's partly thanks to this goddamn capitalism, because they didn't have health insurance for people like me back then. They didn't have they didn't have like Medicaid back then when I'm growing up. And if they did have it, there certainly wasn't no one to take me to go apply for it. I'm just a like 13-year-old, 12-year-old kid, whatever. And hey, the police, it's all for profit system, man. Police could come out and see something and not do nothing. Beat up kid, bloody kid, whatever. That's the type of stuff I dealt with. But I was just a normal kid growing up. So what was all this about? You know? And why didn't they have a system for people that was helping them? Well, they didn't have a system to take care of state employees abusing me later in life. They didn't even have a good public defense system to make sure I wasn't falsely convicted. They didn't have none of that. They didn't even have, you know, I mean, look, the system I've exposed is so good. They killed people, sexual abuse scandals, fucking torture scandals, fucking God, civil rights scandals, never goes away. God. So everything that I went through was preventable. It's just, it was all set up corruptly. So that's why I hate society, and I think it all needs changed, and I just gotta accept what I can't change, and that's something so hard, and society doesn't want me to live, they want me to die. And I'm telling you, there's people in charge of me who want me dead so bad. That's why they're doing what they're doing to me, and I'm gonna die. And I don't even know why I'm not dead yet, and I don't have any control over me dying, and I have no control what's going to happen to me tomorrow.